you're having a wonderful morning. Okay, so I'm Tim ADIGWE. I'm from the front-end mobile app team. And in today's KD session, we will be looking at the human side of okay. So in today's KD session, we'll be looking at the human side of cybersecurity, why people are the weakest and strongest link. So in the last KD session I had, which was like 2 weeks ago or 1 week, we talked on mobile app security and some of the common patterns that are used and some of the common vulnerabilities that are exploited in applications. And then we looked at passwords and security. So today we're going to be going deeper, but not into the technology, but into human behavior. And the reason is most cyber attacks today succeed because of people, not broken systems. Before I continue, I would like to know how many of us know someone who has been hacked, or if you're the one, or you know someone, or have you ever received a suspicious urgent message? If you have, can you just signal? Um, whether trying to. Okay. So does anyone know anyone who have seen such before? Uh, Hello, I want this to be interactive. So please, if you've experienced this, you can just signal. Probably give a thumbs up or okay. I can see I've received suspicious messages on email. All right. Okay. Any other? Okay. Since there's none, I'll just continue. All right. So most of these attacks, like we've seen, they didn't happen because of the system was strict or the system broke. It just happened because the human side was exploited. All right. So here's the big idea. Most cyber attacks don't break systems. They trick people, and this is called social engineering. What's social engineering? Social engineering is manipulations, of course. Hackers study behavior more than code. They study human behavior more than systems of code, and they study those loopholes in terms of human psychology. Now, you need to understand that technology is evolving. Technology always improves, and so it's always difficult to find vulnerabilities in some of these systems. But those hackers have understood that, of course, human behavior is predictable. It is kind of constant, and so exploiting this side has been working and has been working very well. So what's social engineering? Of course, social engineering is manipulating people into giving access, pretending to be trusted sources, and using emotions to control decisions. A common example is someone pretending to be a customer support and asking for OTP. Like this is a common thing we've always experienced, especially I remember when OP app came out or came out. Um, this was like a common attack that they would always use. So you see someone send you an or you see somebody calling you, telling you, okay, send me an OTP and all of that. I experienced that and it was not good. So why are humans targeted? Hackers exploit fear, urgency, greed, and authority. For fear, you'd see a message saying your account is blocked, and then you are like tensed, okay, what's happening? Or for instance, urgency, you see a message saying act now, and that prompts you to be like, okay, take urgent actions. Greed is a typical example. Nigerians fall victim of this every time, where you see like a pyramid scheme up coming up to say, oh, put this, and then you get double your money. All right. Authority is yeah, someone calling you and then acting like it supports, telling you do this and do that, and you're like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. Meanwhile, he's just trying to exploit you. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the real crypto scam trend in 2025 to show that this is really a big thing. And so around 65% of crypto fraud cases in 2025 were caused by social engineering, which is people being tricked, not the systems being hacked. A single victim lost over $280 million after scammers impersonated wallet support and obtained their seed phrase. Fake investment platforms and impersonation scams accounted for a large portion of reported crypto losses. And of course, long term pig butchering scams, which build trust before asking for large investments, cost victims billions globally. Yeah, so these are like examples of some of the major crypto scams we experienced in 2025. And this just shows that most of the scams happening, or most of the leakages happening, are not from the technology side, but from the psychological aspect. Also, one of the other examples is when somebody wants to send funds from his wallet to another wallet, and then the wallet address is interchanged. Right? So you see a wallet, but the hacker uses another wallet address that looks similar to your wallet address. So like this was one of the major tricks they use. All right, so take a look at some of the common scam. First we have here is fake support. Your account is compromised. You see a message saying your account is compromised. Send OTP to verify. Click here to secure your account. So you need to understand that real support teams do not ask for passwords or OTPs. And it is always encouraged that you check verification through the official apps or websites. Okay. Um, Common scam too is the investment traps, which are guaranteed returns, fake testimonials, and small payouts first, big deposits later. So scammers, what they do is they allow small withdrawals first to build trust. So when this trust is built, they will ask for large investments or larger investments and take off with the money. I remember watching a movie, I think what's the name, Crypto Money or something like that. And this depicted how it actually worked. Right? So they build trust first of all, and then you're paying little by little, and then you're seeing the returns. Then they ask for a large investment, and then everything goes. It's always encouraged. When you see guaranteed returns, always note that that's a red flag. So when you see guaranteed returns, always note that it's a red flag in everything. Okay. The next one is urgent account warning. All right, so you see a message saying your account will be suspended, and then probably a fake bank link that looks almost real. So most times the URL of the banks can be manipulated or slightly spelled differently. It's always advisable to cross check, always be vigilant, cross check some of these links to ensure this is not happening to you. So why do smart people still fall for this? Because we are humans. Um, we react emotionally. Sometimes we can be tricked when we are distracted or when we are overconfident and we trusted familiar names. So even professionals can fall victim of this when they are distracted or under pressure. Okay, so caution is always necessary because we are humans. Right? So here's the psychological trick scammers use. So scammers create panic, excitement, or pressure. Okay, and so a key reminder for this is if it's always urgent, please and please and please pause. A simple rule could be pause, breathe, and verify. So that small pause can prevent huge losses for you. So notes for a key reminder, if it's urgent, please do what? Please pause. And so how do we become the strong link? So remember in the KD presentation, the title was these common vectors. So humans are the weaker links, but we can become the strong links. And how can we do that? It's very simple. We just need to take caution, be cautious in everything we're doing. So pause before clicking, verify through official channels, never share your OTP or seed phrase. This is very, very important. Very important. So never share your OTP or your seed phrase. And then lastly, enable multi-factor authentication. Right. So in your social apps, just enable them. I think this is one of the ways I have prevented my WhatsApp account from being hacked. So enable or and even my emails as well. Always enable multi-factor authentication. This is a very, very, very useful thing because when there are multiple steps to verify, there's no way when they ask for OTP, if there's an extra step ahead of the OTP, it won't work. Okay. So seed phrases should never be shared. Most when a trusted agent calls, they will never ask for some of this. So it's important to note that. And then protecting others too. So educate friends and family, most especially the elderly ones, because these are the people that are most vulnerable to things like this. Warn them about scams and share knowledge where necessary. Okay, so it's advisable to teach parents and friends. Many victims are less tech savvy individuals, and that's why they fall victims of this. So next, security is a mindset. Security is a mindset everybody must adopt. We're in the world of AI. We're in the world where things are getting mobile. Um, like I said in the last KD session I had, your mobile phone is becoming a trusted device. It's not just a phone anymore. It's becoming where your phones are kept, where your it's more like a wallet now. So this is not just IT's jobs. It's not just for developers. Everyone plays a role. Right. So I want you to adopt security as a mindset. Right. So it's a shared responsibility, and it starts with having that security culture and that consciousness. Okay, so in this session, yeah, the key takeaways. Hackers exploit psychology. Okay, most of the scams we've seen so far in this decade came from the human side of things and not just the technology, because they understand that the psychology of humans are predictable. So rather than focusing on the code, reading the code, trying to exploit the system, they just focus on the psychology, the human psychology. All right, and so social engineering is rising, and awareness, when you're aware of some of these attacks, the way they attack, it reduces the risk. And then security starts with you. Okay. So I think that'll be the end of my KD session. Don't know if there are questions. Let me just check. If you have questions, could you just signal or send it in the chat? Are there questions? Are there questions, please? Okay, so if there are no questions, I think I'll just ask mine. So the first is, aside some of the common social engineering tactics I discussed there, can you um tell me some of the social engineering tactics you've seen recently that some of these hackers use? So what social engineering technique have you seen recently? Anyone? Anyone? Ah, did we get that, please?
Yeah, good morning, Timothy.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, so you asked about social engineering.